choose the wrong MLM company and your network marketing business will struggle, disappoint, and eventually fail. Choose the right MLM company and your business will thrive and be catapulted to success. If you're anything like me, you know network marketing is an amazing way to build a business that will literally change your life forever. But you also see that there are huge challenges that are starting to emerge, like how do I know I'm in the right company? Or where can I find more prospects? Or how do I duplicate myself to create a strong downline? These are some of the blaring questions we face every day. This podcast will show you how professional networkers like us rise above misconception, haters and naysayers to help those who really focus on becoming a better version of themselves and decide to create the dream lifestyle. Follow this podcast while I combine timeless and proven network marketing principles with new and mind-blowing ways to build a never-growing downline that will help you reach the highest ranks of your MLM and create unlimited freedom for you and your family. My name is Mario Blanco and welcome to Ace Networkers Academy Radio. Wham! What's up everybody? So today I wanted to give you all the information you need to make the right decision and choose the right MLM for your network marketing business. This is a critical step when you start your business because the MLM company you choose will be the foundation of your business. And you will agree with me that if you build something on top of the wrong foundation, you risk everything and eventually your business might collapse. So, as I was saying, this is a very important step. Don't miss it and pay attention to all the criteria I'm going to give you. So, according to Harvard Business School, there are two main causes of failure when someone decides to become an entrepreneur and start a network marketing business. The two main causes of failure is one, they chose the wrong MLM company, and two, they used the wrong strategies or they were lacking the knowledge to grow the network. So those are the two main causes of failure. And what I'm going to give you now is just the criteria that was given by Harvard Business School to choose the best possible company. At the same time, I will be giving you kind of a frame of reference because I will be giving you how far my own company meets that criteria. So that will give you also a reference whenever you want to decide what company is the one for you. So let's start with the criteria. Criteria number one is when you look for a network marketing company, it should be having a solid and really trustworthy economic and administrative capacity, meaning that that company has whatever it needs in terms of conducting business, and financially they are in good condition and they have a number of awards. So it's just in what shape or status is that company. So to give you an example, and now mentioning my own company, my company has had several awards in the past. So I'm covered and I have peace of mind from that sense. Also, I did some inquiring and I found out that my company has no debts. So that's also something important to consider, because if they had debts and they are using more and more leverage. In 3 years time, the company might collapse, and then your business along with the company it will collapse, obviously. So that's something to consider. And within this criterion, it's also worth mentioning, for example, if the company you're considering has any ratings in terms of the BBB. So there's this non-profit organization, the Better Business Bureau, that gives awards, ratings to companies. And if the company has a rating, that's good. And if it has an A, double A or triple A, it's even better. As a reference, I can give you the rating of my own company. My own company has a triple A plus as a rating, meaning that you will see that in the company's website. You will see the triple A logo probably at the bottom, and that tells you that company are using the best practice for doing business and providing services or products to customers. So again, having a BBB rating is really, really good. So that was criterion number 1. So let's move on now to criterion number 2. Criterion number 2 is the MLM company's products. So you focus in and analyzing those products. Are they patented? Are they unique? Because if they are not, then that means that potentially you could be competing with other companies and other products from other companies. So, I mean, why would you risk having competition, spending time, effort to position your business, and then having another company that's selling the same product? I mean, from the outset, it wouldn't make sense. You want those products to be patented and unique. So that's one part of this criterion. Another thing to consider about this is that MLM company selling their own products and having their own manufacturing facility, because there's so many companies out there that they are selling products, but what they are doing is capturing orders, and then in the back end what they are doing is placing wholesale orders. So they are not manufacturing anything. They don't have research labs, and they don't add any value to the products. They just buy and sell. So is that the kind of MLM company you would go into? And something else to consider about products is, are they repetitive consumption based? Because then if they are repetitive consumption, that means that it is going to be an evergreen market, and the average order value per customer is going to be high and steady. So you're going to get a steady income from those products. It's not like a one-off. It's not the same thing. An MLM company based on a product, say, for example, a home automation device that you sell once and that's it, compared to another MLM company selling some cosmetic product for women. That's repetitive consumption. That's a never-ending flow of income coming from that product. So that's what I'm referring to. And another thing to consider in this criterion is, what industry or trend are those products based? So what's your MLM company niche or industry? So there are a number of industries that are very well recognized in terms of the income that can create for companies, and they are called like the billion or trillion trends. And if I have to give you an example, I can give you the reference, as I was mentioning earlier on. I can give you the reference of my own company. My own company is having a wide range of products, but they are falling into 3 different categories or niches. One is wellness, the other one is health, and the other one is personal care. So all of those, you can already tell that they are evergreen, in the sense that who doesn't want to look after himself and grow older in good shape, and who doesn't want to be healthy, or who doesn't want to just, in terms of personal care, just look after his skin, for example, like men or women. So those are evergreen, and they are recognized by independent auditors that are in the billion or trillion trends. So if your company is within those, chances are you're going to be in a good company. And then lastly, in terms of criterion number 2, it's worth considering if the products of your MLM company are supported or backed by any professional community. Because if they are, then it's much more easy. There's less friction when you want to sell those products, because you can refer back to that community and just use them as a leverage to just promote them to the customers. So in terms of my own company, giving you that reference, my company's products, or some of my company's products, are backed by physicians, by US physicians. So you see that's when you are going to, when you put the company's products out there, it's going to be easier to get acceptance and recognition. So that was criterion number 2. Moving on to criterion number 3 is analyzing the MLM company from the compensation plan perspective, and seeing how generous and well balanced it is. And this is really important, because you could find companies that have a very generous compensation plan, but that doesn't mean that they are potentially the best choice. For a number of different reasons, I will be explaining other criteria later on, that company might disappear. So you decided to go ahead with that company based on the compensation plan, but then few years down the line, that company is not able anymore to pay distributors based on that compensation plan. And something also to consider is, in terms of the way is that compensation is distributed, it's important that there is a good balance in terms of there's not that much. Most of the income of the company and the commissions should be going to that volume and that mass of distributors that make the foundations of the company. And normally the distributors that are in the lower ranks, mid ranks, are making up 70-80% of the company. So if the company was compensating and encouraging too much the higher ranks, they would be somehow undermining the lower ranks, which are the foundation of the company. So there has to be a balance, and they have to reward as they deserve all those distributors that are doing a good work and a hard work in the lower ranks of the company. So that's something really worth considering, because when you start, you are expecting at the outset to start making income more or less quickly and easily. And if that was only, let's say, reserved for those who are in the higher ranks, you would get discouraged very quickly, and you wouldn't progress through the different ranks of the company. And another thing to also look into within this criterion is, have you got any income statement disclosure available for this company? Because there should be, because then you have a tangible element to compare your company against others and decide which is the average income that every rank is going to get. And you can tell what companies are paying more or less and at what rank. So that is, it's also something to get hold of and analyze and compare. And giving you a bit of a reference, again giving you that frame of reference, coming from my own company, I can tell you that looking into the compensation plan, you can tell that the moment you join the company, you start making income very quickly. So it's very, very thought through, the compensation plan. So you quickly you start getting that income that encourages you to carry on building the network. And yet when you reach the higher ranks, you are well compensated. So in that sense, I found that they have a good balance. And not only that, overall, when you look into the percentage of the income of the company that is passed to distributors, my own company is just dedicating as much as 64% of the income, meaning that the company for itself, they only keep 36%. And for me, that's really a degree of how generous the company is with us, with distributors, and how well they want to reward us for our efforts to grow the network and the company itself. So that was criterion number 3. Moving on to criterion number 4, is related to service. And service is the ability to deliver a good service in terms of delivering the products and making sure that the delivery is getting timely and when it is meant to be delivered to customers. That's one thing. And the other thing to consider is what is the footprint of the company. Where does that company have presence? Because if they are only based in one country or two countries, then your ability to scale and grow your business is a bit limited, as opposite to an MLM company that has a high number of branches and presence worldwide. Because that means that you can start in your own country, or you can start in a specific country and then move to other countries, and even different languages, which might be also kind of a niche for you. So again, coming back to the reference, giving you a bit of a reference, in my personal case, my company is present in more than 100 countries, both my home country, which is Spain, and the UK. So they are present in both, and they are widely. They have so many different countries which presence in terms of the offices, that it's the moment I decide to scale in other countries, it won't be as difficult or as hard. It's just replicating the same, but for that country. That was all about service. And criterion number 4. Criterion number 5 is the economic stage of the business, and this is key. Guys, pay attention to this. This is key, because just listen to this. 90% of the MLM companies fail in the first 2 to 5 years. So what does that tell you? You have to avoid joining a company that has been in the market for just 2 or 3 or 4 years. It's a very high risk. Why would you risk all your investment in terms of time and effort and sacrifice just to see 2 years down the line that the company is collapsing? So it's not worth it, obviously. So in this criterion, I can tell you that there are 4 stages: the foundation, the concentration, growth, and stability. So every MLM company will be in any of these 4 stages. The foundation is just when the company was founded. They are still putting together all the resources and offices, and so they are operating, but they don't have a critical mass of distributors. So in that sense, they are not even covering, in terms of the income, they are not covering expenses. They are just recently founded, and company viability is difficult to tell at that point. Then in the concentration stage, you will see there's lots of distributors joining the company, and the company in this stage will reach a point where there is a critical mass of distributors, and the company is in good position to start growing, which is the 3rd stage. The 3rd stage is the company has that critical mass of distributors, and everything that it does every year and year after year is just growing the numbers, growing the income, and the profit, and sharing that profit with the distributors. So this is the best stage to be in when you join an MLM company. So make a note of this stage, because if that company, if you can find out what stage your company is, and it is in growth, you're in the best place you can be. So that was the 3rd stage. The 4th stage would be stability. So meaning that the company has grown to a point where no more growth in terms of the market is being achieved. So the numbers in terms of income of that company and profit, they will be more or less stable around a specific value. So in that stage, the ability of the company to share with you more profit or more commissions is just limited. It's just they are not going to grow anymore. So this is not the ideal stage to join a company, even though you can get income from it, but you're not going to be getting the most of that company. So personally, I would avoid the stability if you have choice. So I mean, giving you the reference in terms of my own company, my company is in growth. So my company has been there for more than 20 years, meaning that it's not going to collapse, it's not going to go anywhere. They have been growing for a few years and they have lots of years and margin to grow, meaning that I can jump in on that wave and go with it and allow my business grow with that wave. So that was criterion number 5. Criterion number 6, does the MLM company you are considering have a proper educational system? And this is key, because this criterion ties up with one of the 2 main courses I was mentioning when an entrepreneur starts and fails. So I was mentioning having the wrong knowledge or lack of knowledge in terms of growing the network. If you don't have an educational system that is provided by your MLM company, then you are left on your own to run the business. It's like, well, I was, I don't know, I was a lawyer, I was a doctor, I was an accountant, and decided to become a network marketer. And I start, but nobody is going to tell me what I have to do and how I have to do it. So you start with very little chances to succeed. When you have an educational system, you will have someone telling you what are the best practices, what you have to do and how you have to do it to succeed. You're not second guessing, or you're not bootstrapping, or you just count on solid knowledge and proven knowledge with results. And that is really worth considering when you join an MLM company, because you can have the best of the Ferraris, but if you don't know how to drive it, where are you going to go? If the second you try to change gear, you put the wrong gear and you break the engine, you're not going to go anywhere. So education is key. I mean, it's like if you wanted to be a vet and they tell you, okay, you can start your vet clinic, but you have to learn on your own. So go on your own and learn. So what are your chances of success? So that's the reason why, you know, in your head, if we are talking about academic world, if you want to become something, you have this or that type of academic education and training to become that kind of professional. Here is just the same. It is no different. So being able to count on the right team and with the right people is a key to success. In terms of giving you examples and giving you a reference, in my own company, for example, the moment I joined, I had books, I had YouTube channels, Facebook groups I could count on to develop the opportunity and to develop myself and develop the skills I need to be a network marketer. There's a team of people around me that has been there for 20 years, and they know how to train and what problems new joiners have and what they have to do to get the most of the new joiners and to get them to speed. So I have real peace of mind in that sense, and you should be somehow looking for something similar in your MLM company. That was criterion number 6. Criterion number 7, last one, is having a strong support team in the company. So whenever you come across difficulties, challenges, issues, you get stuck, you have questions, and you need help, do you have the right level of support? Do you have someone who is going to support you? Do you have, for example, software, or do you have mobile phone apps? So all those things are something that is going to help you along the way, and they are supporting you in your way to growing, building your network. So personally, as a reference, I can mention that we have regular workshops that we organize to learn about new topics, new skills. We have weekly meetings, so we can always ask questions in the meetings. And we have a number of mobile apps we were provided at the time, where you can also get education, and you have resources that you can use, and they are also helping you in that sense. So those were the 7 criteria. I'll briefly mention all of them. So criterion number 1, solid economic and administrative capacity, patented and unique products. Criterion number 2. Criterion number 3, well-balanced and generous compensation plan. Criterion number 4, service, good service, a big presence in the market. Criterion number 5, economic stage of the MLM company you're joining. Criterion number 6, the educational system. And criterion number 7, a support team, having the right support team. So really consider all those thoroughly and analyze different companies from the perspective of all those 7 criteria before just deciding for one specific company. Because you see, I've seen it so many times in YouTube, Facebook, different places, people complaining, and just the word scam, pyramid, and all those mentioned, and people saying MLM is a scam. Well, MLM is not a scam. MLM is a type of industry. So the scam might be the company itself, but not MLM. So if you didn't get your MLM company right, then is when you have this kind of issue and you face disappointment and you say it's a scam. Well, it's like someone buying a Ferrari if they want to grow some crops in the fields, and they need to labor the terrain, the earth. So you bought, or you are using the wrong tool for the job you are trying to do. So just here is the same. If you choose a company, an MLM company that is not, you don't have a good connection with the products, and you don't feel connected to the products, your chances of failing are increasing. So you need to have also that feeling, emotional feeling and connection with the company's products and the people inside the company, because that's also what attracted me to my own company. I felt that I would be backed and would have lot of, how would I say, support in my company before I joined it. And that's also something that really reassured me before joining. So all in all, those are the 7 criteria as mentioned by a report of the Harvard Business School, and that's what I shared with you. I hope it will be useful and you will choose the right MLM company. I'll see you in the next episode. God bless. Hey, thanks for listening. Please remember to rate and subscribe. I know there's tough to find people to pitch when your warm market of friends and family dries up, right? So stay tuned and we will solve this problem together, one episode at a time.